Hey friends, it's me, Amy Rebecca, your internet bestie for all things personal development, intentional living and dream chasing, and that crazy woman on the internet who's been doing a makeup use-up challenge for the last, what, 4 years? It feels like a lifetime. Now I know technically I should have started my 2025 Project Pan challenge, you know, at the start of 2025, but there is a whole backstory there. As we got towards the end of last year, I truly believed to my core and in my soul that I wouldn't need to do a Project Pan challenge in 2025. Some kind of disconnect clearly was happening within my brain. The cognitive circuits were not running as they should have been, because I really looked at my cosmetics collection as it stands and I said, yeah, it's good. I've reached my goal. And it wasn't until I sat down and pulled everything out to do my 2025 cosmetics inventory that I really looked around at the situation and realized quite how unhinged I was being, because I still have way too much stuff. This is more stuff than I want to have. This is more stuff that I can reasonably keep on top of. This is more stuff than any one person should be keeping under the bed. And look, I like to think part of that was just wishful thinking, but it's also important to recognize that, look, there were several different factors at play and issues that all came together to contribute towards me reaching the point that I reached in 2020, where I was over-consuming mindlessly. It was compulsive behavior. It was not serving me, it was harming me on many number of levels, and there wasn't just one thing that caused me to go down that route, and it was a gradual process. But one of the areas that I've identified, or one of the things that got me to that point, was a lack mentality that led to a certain degree of hoarding. As much as I had reached a compulsive state with regards to like going out and buying more and accumulating more and more and more, I also, without realizing, got to a point where I never really wanted to use up anything I had either. Like if I got halfway through a blush, I'd have to run out and buy another one. I never wanted to be without. I never wanted to see the number of things I owned decreasing. I always needed to have spares and extras. And maybe that's something like I could talk to my therapist about actually. But I do wonder if maybe a little bit of that hoarding tendency maybe scratched its way to the surface, and that's why I found myself not wanting to do another Project Pan and not wanting to work at reducing my collection down even more, even though I know logically that I should. And that's why I think it's really important to frequently take a step back and assess the situation and really ask yourself, what is going on here? Am I moving towards my goals? And if not, why not? What obstacles am I putting in my way? So yeah, there's a little insight into the inner workings of my brain that nobody asked for. But I am bringing back Project Pan in 2025. Obviously, here we are. But I wanted to sit with it for a little bit and really, truly think about what products I want to bring in this year and why. So with that said, that was a really long introduction. I apologize, but I just wanted to overshare because I can. And now we're going to get into the crux of like, what am I bringing into my Project Pan, and we're going to put them into my spreadsheet. Okay, so here's my nerdy little spreadsheet where I keep tabs on everything related to my cosmetics collection and Project Pan. So we're going to fill in the Project Pan section. And if you want to get this spreadsheet, as always, I will link it in the description box down below. Where to start? You know what? I'm bringing back 2 products that I had in last year's Project Pan that I just wasn't done with, and I want to see them through to the finish line. No prizes if you guessed. One of them is the Wet n Wild Highlight in Blossom Glow. I made really great progress with this last year, but it is still far from done. As you can see, pretty much at this point, the entire bottom third of the pan is gone, but there's still a lot of highlight in there that I'd like to get through. Do I think I can get through this by the end of the year? Oh, I might just be able to do it. So we've got the Wet n Wild Highlight, and we're gonna weigh that, 36 grams. Okay. The second product that I'm bringing back into this year's Project Pan is the NYX Baked Blush in Pinched. A few people recommended that I toss this at the end of last year. What are you thinking? Okay, I love this blush and I will be devastated when it's done because it's been discontinued, but I want to get it all used up by the end of this year. I don't even know if that's possible. This seems to be like the blush that keeps on blushing. No matter how much I use it, doesn't seem to make any difference. So NYX blush. Let's weigh that. 16 grams. Another makeup product that I'm bringing in this year that I will probably live to regret because it is a third powder product is this little eyeshadow palette mini from Estee Lauder. Now I will say, you might notice that quite a few of the products I'm bringing into this year's Project Pan are not cruelty free. I have been exclusively buying cruelty free products for 6 years, I think. But every now and then I get a gift of a product that's not cruelty free because people know that I've talked about those brands in the past, they know I like them, and so they buy them for me with the best intentions, and I don't want to be like, did you know that's tested on animals? Because that would be ungrateful. Anyway, I'm bringing in this little mini eyeshadow palette, not with the intention of hitting straight up pan on every single one of these colours. Like, I don't know that I can pull off an emerald green eye look. I don't think I'm that kind of girl, but with trying to get as much use out of this palette as I can by the end of the year. Once we get to the end of the year, I'm going to be asking myself the same question I did last month, which is to pan or to trash can. And I feel like no matter where I land with this at the end of the year, my intention will be to just declutter it because it's just not one of my favourite palettes. We're not going to weigh that because it's mostly packaging. I'm also going to be working on panning not one but 2 nail polishes in 2025, which is new territory for me. I don't know if I've ever had nail polish in my Project Pan, or if I have, it was years ago. So this one is the Barry M Jelly High Shine Nail Paint in Nutmeg, and this one is by Emery Nails. It's in the colour Aubrey. I feel like maybe I've got about 5-ish uses maybe left in this one, but this one is pretty much still full, so I'm going to work on using up both. So we've got the Barry M nail polish and the, what did I say this was? Emery Nails? Emery Nails nail polish. Girl, learn to type. So we're at 51 grams with the Barry M and 49 grams with the Emery. Coming up to, I believe, my last makeup product. It's another one from Estee Lauder and it's a lipstick. She who introduces a lipstick into her Project Pan challenge is the one who invites misery into her life because they're so hard to use up. But this is, I don't want to say almost done because with a lip product it's very deceiving, but a good chunk of this has already been used up. I'm wearing it right now. It's kind of a pinky neutral. It's very easy to wear. I think the best thing to do with this, which is what I've done with lipsticks I'm panning in the past, is keep a record with a pen and pencil, old school, so I can see each month if the size of the lipstick is decreasing. I have one hair care product that I'm bringing into the Project Pan. This is the Pantene. I've heard people say Pantene and that doesn't sound right to me. Anyway, it's a mousse. It's a perfect volume nourishing mousse. The reason I want to use this up is purely because it's not cruelty free and I really want to just cycle all the non-cruelty free products out of my collection this year. I do use mousse every time I wash my hair, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue to use it up. I just realised that if I bring things into my Project Pan, it's a real incentive to go after them and like focus on using them up. I have my third and final Estee Lauder product that I'm panning, and I will say this does feel like a little bit of a cheat because there's so little left in here. But I really just went through all of my drawers, all of my boxes, all of my cabinets and pulled out anything that I'm like, what do I not want to be taking into 2026 with me? And that was kind of the basis on which I pulled out these products. I like them all enough to not declutter them, but I'm done hanging on to them. Anyway, this is just a little sample size of the Estee Lauder Take It Away Makeup Remover Lotion. I actually don't think it's that good. For the amount that I imagine you'd pay for a full-sized one of these, I just can't imagine it's worth it. So Estee Lauder, what are you? Makeup Remover. See, I only have 19 grams left in there, so that should be pretty easy to work through, but sometimes it's nice to have some easy wins in there too. Next I have this number 7 Protect and Perfect Lip Care, and the only way I can describe it is as a lip cream. I would not consider this to be a lip balm because it's very liquid when it comes out and it's thick, like a moisturizer for your lips, which I'm gonna be honest, it does a really great job of keeping my lips soft, especially in this crazy winter weather. But I don't think I'm a fan of smearing cream all over my lips. It's kind of a love-hate relationship. I've been putting it on at night before bed, but honestly, I'm not that thrilled with it as a product, so let's just use it up. 9 grams. I'm bringing another hand cream into 2025. I think at one point last year I got down to just having 1 hand cream in my collection, and then Christmas hit and I got gifted a bunch. So now we're back up to 3, I believe. This is one of my favourite hand creams anyway. It's the Dove Restoring Hair hand cream and it's the coconut oil version. And where are we with this? 56 grams. Again, I've already been using that up, so I would say it's about halfway used up already. Are you still there? Are you still hanging on in there? I know this is a lot. As I'm doing this, I'm thinking, is this okay? Am I okay? Have I taken on too much? But we keep on keeping on because I got more. I'm bringing in this body lotion. I don't even know how this came into my possession because it's the Next Aura Shimmer Body Lotion, and I don't shop at Next. So where did you come from? I'm not sure, but we're gonna use it up. As you can see, this is already half empty. I started using this at the beginning of January, so that gives me hope that I should be able to work through the rest of that quite quickly. So we have the Next Body Lotion, which is 122 grams. This is one of the few products that I'm bringing in that's brand new, unopened, not used at all. And this is the Balm Cloud 9 Body Polish. I got this in like a Smellies gift set for Christmas. It's an exfoliator. That smells nice. It's very creamy. That bodes well. Because you know, sometimes exfoliators can be a little bit drying, but that feels very creamy, very moisturizing. We shall see. Where are we at with this? 445 grams. It is pretty hefty. It's quite a lot to work through, but at least I'll be super smooth and soft. I'm bringing in a second hand cream. I know that might seem a little bit much, but like I said, I want to keep on top of the hand cream situation. And this one, because it's so small, it just keeps getting looked over in my collection. And every time I start a new hand cream, I just automatically go for the bigger ones. So I thought, stick it in the project pan, and that way it will get the attention it deserves. It's the Burt's Bees Almond and Milk Hand Cream, and it's just in a little jar like this. I have used a fair amount of it. I'd say maybe about half of it is left. It is a good size to keep in my handbag. Will I use it if it's in my handbag? Or will I just forget that it's there? Probably yes. Certainly yes. 100%. Let's not do that. And that is 43 grams there. We are coming to the end. Next, this is a bit of a random one, and I thought if I don't use this now, I probably never will. It's by a brand called Feather and Down, and it's a lavender pillow spray. It's meant to help you drift off to sleep and relax at night, which is lovely, but probably not an essential for me in my life. I have used it, and I'd say with nothing but sound to guide me that maybe I've used about half of it. And that's actually the kind of thing that's quite nice to use up because I won't be going out and replacing it, so it will help bring my overall numbers down in my 2026 inventory. She's strategizing, she's thinking ahead. And that is 44 grams there. I'm bringing in a body oil that was gifted to me not that long ago. This one is from Avon, and it's the Skin So Soft Original and jojoba. I'm starting to lose my mind, so we're gonna need to wrap this up quickly. It's just a dry oil spray, and as you can see, I've used up about half of that as well. And I think, actually, now that I'm showing you all of these things, so many of these are half used or they just have the littlest bit left in them. And that speaks to what I was talking about earlier, about some part of my subconscious not wanting to use things up. Because why do I have just like a tiny bit of this hand cream left? And then instead of using that up, I'm starting new hand creams instead. Do you see what I mean? Like something inside me is like, we must hoard. We must have a doomsday bunker of beauty items. And we don't need that. We can let it go. So oil spray, that is 100 grams exactly. And we're down to the last two products. The first, since I have so many soaps and body sprays in 2025, I don't know how it got to the point that it is at. It's insane. If you watched my cosmetics inventory, then you know. I don't know how we got here, but I have so many soaps and so many shower gels. So I'm going to focus my energy on using up this Twilight shower jelly from Lush. I really like these Lush shower jellies, and I think you get a lot of bang for your buck because they take forever to use up. But when you got a backlog of shower gels and soaps, that's not necessarily the best thing. So I have obviously been using that as well, and I'm going to focus on just using this one up, and then once I've done that, I will bring in another shower gel or soap to replace it. That is my strategy, is just focus on one at a time, use it up completely and move on to the next. 170 grams of that, and then we are moving on to our final product of my 2025 Project Pan Challenge. Good grief, it's a lot, isn't it? This is not what I thought it was at all. This is a product I got in like a PR goodie bag when I was in an influencer event in LA. I know, I'm just so cool and hip and down with the kids, what can I say? Now, one thing I noticed about LA is that a lot of kooky things go on there, and don't get me wrong, I love kooky. But at that same event I was offered water, and the guy was like, okay, regular or alkaline? I'm still not sure what that means. Why are we making water alkaline to drink? So yes, I think LA, especially within that influencer sphere that I was in while I was there, it lives up to the kind of out there, a little bit different, that kind of vibe. Anyway, I got this and I thought it was a body spray in terms of like a fragrance, and then when I tried it I thought, wow, this sucks. But actually it's not a fragrance body spray, it's an energy and chakra healing spiritual skincare product to manifest love. Now, I don't know that I'm that interested in manifesting love in the year 2025, but I am interested in using this app. And if I find my soulmate in 2025, then we'll know. It was down to the spray. It's not what I thought it was. I thought it was gonna like smell like flowers, and it doesn't smell like anything. I guess it has a bit of a touch of rose because it's got, what is in here? Pure Bulgarian rose water, charged essential oils and crystals. Okay, wow, that's actually only 17 products, which is a lot, but it's less than what I had last year, and it feels like so much more. I thought I had about 25 products here, so obviously I just can't count. Okay, so I'm feeling a little bit better about that, knowing that I actually have 17 products to work on instead of 25. That's good news, I guess. It is a lot, and some of these are going to be more difficult to work through than others. For instance, this I should be able to get through in a couple of weeks, but things like the powder products I will be working on for the whole of the year, and that's fine. I mean, the goal here is to use up what I have, especially products that previously have been maybe forgotten about at the back of the drawer, or I've been skipping over. Anyway, please remember that you are enough just as you are. I love you so much, and I will see you soon. Bye guys.